Beauties, good morning. Happy first Friday in February. Woohoo! We made it to February. I am so incredibly happy. And it's been a good first week. I had a lot of cool things happen this week. If you follow my personal Instagram, you probably already know, but I got my first dose of the Moderna COVID vaccine this week. Um, and I was pretty nervous beforehand. You know, I've had a lot of health issues this past year. I wasn't sure what to expect. And I thought, you know, am I going to have a reaction? Am I going to have a flare? But the only reaction, I guess, that I had was a sore arm. So I'll take that. But I'm going to get my second dose here in a few weeks. And if you're interested in following my journey and learning a little bit more about my experience with it, you can follow me on Instagram at Allison Lombatis. I'll be doing some stories over there and just kind of sharing my experience and answering your questions. I posted about it on Tuesday, which is when I got the shot. And I got like 30 or 40 DMs about it, people asking me questions. So I know that you guys are curious. So if you want to find out more, you can tune in over on Instagram. But that was a cool thing that happened this week. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, I got a tie-dye sweatshirt. So Ava and I were in Walmart the other night because she gets these ghastly long fingernails, which I don't understand. She rides horses. She rips them off all the time. But I think she probably thinks my eyelashes are ghastly and long. So we'll just agree to disagree on that. But anyway, I spotted the tie-dye sweatshirts in there. I was like, you know what? I'm seeing tie-dye everywhere this spring. I mean, everywhere. And I didn't really warm up to it last year. It's been around for a little while. It's not new. I mean, it's been around since what, the 60s, I want to say. But it seems to cycle. I remember it being a thing back when I was probably a teenager. And I saw this one and they had it in, let me adjust my camera a little bit. They had it in pink and white, like a light baby blue and white, and also a kind of aqua green and white. And I let her pick my color for me. So she picked the pink and white one and she approved, which sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes we look at trends together and she's like, no, you can't wear that. If you're ever curious, ask a teen girl. They will be brutally honest with you. Or a teen boy. My son was usually pretty honest with me too. But anyway, I love it. It was like 14 bucks. So I linked it in the caption. If you're looking to try a trend and you don't want to invest a lot of money into it, then Walmart is my place. And also, I'm noticing I'm having kind of like one of those funky hair days. I just curled my hair, and it's between being dirty enough for dry shampoo and not being dirty enough to hold curl. Do you follow? Does that make sense? So I'm in that in-between day that's like really weird, and it's not going to hold the curl. I know. I can already see it falling out. I just curled it like 5 minutes ago, so it's already starting to fall out. But anyway. What else? What else in other news? Oh, last week's coffee chat on connection. So I had a huge response to this one, and it turns out a lot of you are feeling pretty disconnected too. And I just want to encourage you. One of the best things about GYPO is our community. Yes, totally. In this group, on Instagram, in all the places. So if you're feeling less than connected right now, if you're feeling really disconnected from others, you're looking for a friend, please reach out, post in the group. We have had so many real life friendships that have come out of the Outfit Formulas program, mainly because those women are in there in a private Facebook group, and it's really kind of vulnerable to be posting selfies and outfits and asking questions. And there have been so many real life friendships that have developed out of that. So I want to encourage you to use this community if you're struggling right now, or if you are looking for friends and you want to reach out. You know, I know things are hard with COVID, but eventually we'll be able to have real life meetups again. We've done that before. We've had women in different cities meet up. We've had women in other countries that have flown to the US to meet up. So I can't speak enough to the power of the community that we have going on here and how kind everyone is to each other. So I totally appreciate that and want you to utilize that to the maximum extent. Okay. I also had 2 questions this week in the Get Your Pretty on Pretties group that I wanted to talk about. Not questions. One was a question and one was an epiphany. First one, I had I'd seen that somebody asked, what is a capsule? And I just assume things a lot of times. I know a lot of you are new to Get Your Pretty On, new to capsule wardrobes, new to outfit formulas, new to all this stuff. And I just thought it would be worth it to just do kind of a quick rundown. If you've already heard this before, then you can just like, do something else for the next 30 seconds. But anyway, a capsule, and when we talk about capsule wardrobes and the capsule concept, is basically, it's a term that was coined back in the 60s by a London boutique owner. And what he did was curate some pieces in his boutique that were created to mix and match with each other. So it was a smaller group of items, and all of them were able to be mixed and matched with each other. I always use the term Garanimals for adults because that's kind of what it feels like whenever I create a capsule wardrobe. So my concept is a little bit more encompassing than that. The way that I build all of my capsules is I want you to be able to use each piece in the capsule paired up in at least 4 to 5 different ways. So when you buy something, I want it to be a good purchase, an investment that you're going to be able to get a lot of use out of. So I say 4 to 5 different ways, but in reality, a lot of my seasonal capsule wardrobes and all of the essentials are full of pieces that are considered closet staples. So these are things that you're going to get use out of year after year. And if you don't know where to start, then always start with closet staples, because this is going to give you a really good foundation that you're going to be able to build on and add in the fun little trends like a $15 Walmart sweatshirt. So anyway, once you build your first capsule, you're going to see that not only can you use the prompts that I give you in your inbox to pair up the pieces, but you're also going to be able to go in there and use a little bit of your own creativity to pair up those pieces on your own. So basically, a capsule wardrobe is just a smaller subset of items that you can mix and match and pair up in multiple different ways with each other. So it really subscribes to my less is more, shop with a purpose philosophies that I've built Get Your Pretty On around. But anyway, I thought that was worth mentioning. The other thing was we had somebody who had an epiphany in our group this week that the concept of outfit formulas means that you can actually not mix and match. I'm pulling up the actual post. I don't know why my laptop's not letting me do this. There we go. Okay, so in this group that was posted this week, I have had a major GYPO epiphany. These are formulas, not rules. I am sure most of you lovely ladies already got this, but me as a perfectionist did not. I would get hung up on having the exact item pictured and get frustrated and think there was no way I could afford this. But I spent some time really looking over them and realized, oh, I don't have to have that top or those shoes, but I do have the same color or these shoes that look cute. And it dawned on me that I could be creative within what I do own and have fun with the formulas. I'm sure this goes without saying for most of you, but I finally get it. I own several of the capsules, French, Body Shape Basics, and Stay at Home, and have a running list of items I want to add to my wardrobe. I keep an eye out for sales, love searching Nordstrom Rack and ThredUp for deals, and have added some beautiful items at great prices, so it is possible to do on a budget. And this is the first year I purchased the annual membership, and I am so excited to dive into the seasonal capsules. Anyway, I just had to shout out to anyone out there struggling like me that it is possible, affordable, and fun. Thank you so much for posting this. I think that this is something that a lot of us get hung up on is we have to have these exact pieces, or we have to do a lot of shopping. These are kind of like the myths of outfit formulas. And the fact is you don't. And actually, you don't even have to buy capsules from me. You can do the Closet Staples download freebies or the seasonal freebies that I create and use pieces that you already own in your closet to create those outfits. And I just want to make getting dressed super easy and overcome these obstacles that, whether you have them around budget or body type or whatever your limitation might be, I want you to know that this is meant for everybody. This is an inclusive program. And I just want everybody to feel good in their clothes because there's no better feeling and it brings so much confidence. All right, next topic. I'm trying to follow my list this week because if I don't, I get incredibly scattered and I go down so many different trails. So, what else happened this week that was fun? Our family started watching Cobra Kai on Netflix. All right, I know it's super cheesy. It's quite possibly the worst show I've ever watched in my entire life, yet I keep watching it. So, those little throwback montages that they do to the Karate Kid movie and the 80s music and the Trans Am. I mean, all of it is just like overload on cheese, but I keep watching. I like cheesy stuff. What can I say? All right. So this is a great segue transition into the actual coffee chat topic. I actually have one today. I'm not just going to ramble. And that is on getting in touch with our inner teen girl. All right, you might think this sounds weird, and it does a little bit, but bear with me. So I know that part of the pandemic, one of the issues I've talked about is feeling disconnected, but I think the other thing with that is that many of us are with people all the time, more so than ever. I know that, my house was super full this summer because not only did we have our quarantine of our 5 family members, but we also had Aubrey's boyfriend join us for around 6 months, and we had a house full, and it was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I love my family. I love spending time with them. I'm a total homebody. I'm a total introvert. All that was just goodness, and I loved every minute of it. But I've also started to realize lately that, number one, we moved into this house in July, and I have never been here for a single minute by myself. Interesting, right? So I'm constantly with people, and as an introvert, I have to retreat sometimes to charge my batteries. I have a very vivid inner world. I'm also an Enneagram 5, which I'm doing a deeper dive into learning about the Enneagram because I'm super fascinated by personality types, and particularly the Enneagram, because I feel like that's more I don't know, I just feel really seen whenever I learn about the Enneagram, and it's just opened up deeper levels of myself and seeing things that I've perceived as flaws in my past as actually being good things. So if you haven't done your Enneagram typing yet, I do highly recommend that. But anyway, I was sitting in the bathroom on Sunday, and I had this unusual 30-minute gap to myself. Craig was playing video games. Ava was off doing something else. And I was a little bit lost, honestly. I didn't quite know what to do with my time. And then I decided to kind of like flip the script on that. As I was sitting in the bathroom, I just started playing around with makeup and playing around with my hair. And then I walked into my closet and was like, it's been a while since I've just pulled out some clothes and decided to pair them up in different ways. And this part of me was like, I felt tapped into some nostalgia from my past. And I thought, you know what? I haven't really done anything like this in like 30 years, where I've really felt connected to my teen self, where I had time to daydream and think about the future and plan what my makeup was going to look like, or play around with hairstyles, or play around with my clothes. And that's something that I've really missed on. I almost feel missed out on. I feel like the past 30 years of my life, like from 17 to now, have just kind of flown by in the blink of an eye. And really the only way that we can slow time down is by being present and being in the moment that we have right now. And I learned this little trick a few months ago. I was like, wow, that is so profound. Like, there's no other way to slow down time than to be here now and to really just get involved in something that fully takes our attention and our focus. Like for me, it's reading and writing. Those are two things that just I get completely lost in for hours. But in the process of, the things that happened between 17 and today, like high school graduation and then college graduation, college flew by in the blink of an eye. And then I got married shortly after college. I had my first child even before that. My career, the 17 years that I spent in corporate America and what I've been doing with Get Your Pretty On for the past 8 years. And then, the kids growing up and graduating, and now we're right here with an almost empty nest with only one kid left at home. And honestly, it's just been such a whirlwind that I feel like I've lost touch with myself along the way. I've dove in deeply into all of those things, into being a mom, into being a business owner, into having a career, into all the things, but I haven't ever really just kind of stepped back and gotten back in touch with the 17-year-old girl or the 15-year-old girl that daydreamed and thought about, what's my husband going to be like? And what's my career going to be like? And, who am I? And what do I love to do? And, I used to think I wanted to be on TV when I was a teen. And, I did pursue acting for a little while, but I was way too shy back then to dabble in it. And it didn't really fulfill me in the way that I hoped, but it did give me confidence, and it led to what I do now in so many ways. And I'm glad that I took that step and took acting lessons. And, I'm thinking now about what does the next chapter look like for me once the kids are out of the house. And, I'm going to continue to be a leader at my business and do more things with Get Your Pretty On. And I'm excited to see what the evolution of that's going to be. But I'm thinking about, are there things like acting lessons, which I've been there, done that. That's not the thing I want to go into next, but is there something like that I want to pursue? But I think that the important thing about this is that I want to convey to you that if you're feeling a little bit lost in whatever season of life that you're in, whether it's infants at home and toddlers that you're dealing with, or you're coming up upon an empty nest, or, maybe you've gone through a divorce or something lately that's just completely rocked your world. Take the time to get back in touch with yourself. Think about the things that you loved doing when you were a teen girl, because that's going to give you a lot of insight into what's next for you. And as I continue on this journey of digging deeper, and really I'm feeling called to this myself. I think I had a little bit of an existential crisis whenever Aubrey went off to college a couple years ago, which I talked about publicly. And I shared with you guys that I just wasn't sure what was next for me. And I dove deep then, and I started to kind of do some work on that. But then the pandemic happened and life got crazy for everybody. And I didn't really get to spend as much time exploring that as I wanted to. But now I'm viewing this as a second opportunity to be able to do that and go back to when I was the 15-year-old girl sitting at my vanity that my Aunt Karen gave me that was from the 60s. And I was putting on my purple eyeshadow and curling my bangs and teasing them and spraying them with Aquanet. Like, I want to get back in touch with that girl again. And I think that there's a lot of value and benefit to doing that, because it's before all of the responsibilities came along and all of the stuff happened in life that has brought me to where I am today. And I think it's super important to take that time. And I hope that you'll do that too, even if you're not feeling lost, even if you're still kind of caught up in a lot of life and what's going on today. It's something that is going to give you some space to experiment. And don't be afraid. Like, there's the beauty of being my age and being older is like, I don't care anymore what other people think. Like, there was a point in my life where I was so shy and insecure, and this is a true story, that I would not go bowling with Craig when we were first dating, when I was 18 years old, because it felt like people were looking at me, and I just felt so insecure about that. And now here I am doing lives in an audience of tens of thousands of women. And I just really have gotten to a point in my life where it doesn't matter as much to me what people think. It matters more to me that I share what's in my heart and what's really going on. And I think that that's truly the key to connection. The key is vulnerability and sharing who you truly are. So I know there was a lot wrapped up in today's coffee chat, but if you take anything out of this, I want you this weekend or next week or whenever to just carve out some time, and maybe it's journaling and you sit down and write about the things that you loved to do when you were a teen. And don't judge your writing. Just write from your heart. Don't care. It doesn't matter if it's eloquent or beautiful or the grammar's proper or anything like that. I want you to write from your limbic system, not from your prefrontal cortex. And what I mean by that is your limbic system is where you feel what you're writing and you're not thinking about what you're writing, because that's where you're going to tap into those insights and tap into your feelings and truly be able to write about the things that that you're having emotions about. And that's what's going to help you get in touch with that. So take the time this weekend. Maybe you're going to just take 30 minutes and experiment with your hair and makeup. Maybe you're going to walk into your closet and put together some outfits. Maybe you're going to do some journaling. Maybe you're going to call up some girlfriends that you haven't chatted with in a while. I mean, we did that as teen girls, right? You know, what are the things that lit you up back then? I want you to focus on that this week and this weekend. That's your assignment. All right, that's all I got for you this week. I will see you back here next Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.